Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. We are looking for Bastions Revered, the gloves from the Savages set, that's the Claws of the Savages, and potentially the Undisputed Champion. Those three things would be absolutely awesome if we can find them. We've been able to run at Torment 6. That was really easy. I'm going to do a Rift at Torment 7, we'll see how that feels. And gradually kind of eke things up. I suspect it's not going to be really that difficult, but I don't want to just massively jump ahead and put ourselves in harm's way. You know how it goes. Something like all those explosions going off could do very nasty things to a guy. Let's move on through. But I'm pretty happy that we're very tanky at this level, and we're killing things at a reasonable rate as well. So that's also not terrible. Freezing things seems to be actually working quite well for us. At the end of the last episode, we switched over to using Frostburn as gloves, so getting those initial big hits. We're normally able to get things killed before they get out of their freeze frames. Freeze frames. Which is kind of vital because of the diminishing returns of crowd control stuff. Sorry, I was thinking about where I was going with the sentence, and then my brain just kind of paused. I think we've got a reasonable enough setup with this. So Bastion's Revered, that actually makes Frenzy quite a bit better, as well as Frenzy stacking up to 10 times. It also chain hits. It hits an additional enemy within, I think it's 15 yards, which is pretty huge. So all the complaints I have about needing to run from one enemy to another, they kind of go moderatedly out the window. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding. That was not what I wanted. I wanted to land in the middle of them, stun them all, and get them all killed in one go. And yeah, when we lose our frenzy stacks, we really lose our frenzy stacks. Oh, so things are really far away from everything else. Then it can take us a while to build up our speed and momentum again. But that's alright, we've got plenty of advantage from the earlier parts already. Kind of felt like we were attacking everyone except the elite mob there. It's not exactly ideal. My general plan with those guys is to try and take them out, and hopefully, like the sidearms that we're throwing around will do the collateral damage that we need to kill everything else. Okay, yeah. So this is GR30. We can definitely put it up to 35. Maybe 40. I say maybe because at that point it starts to come down to kill speed. Just as a reminder, we're aiming for 55. That's what we want to get to. So, Undisputed Champion, that would make Frenzy have every single room, which is just great. Bastion's Revered, that would increase its stacks. And the gloves are really the kicker. They will increase the amount of damage that we're doing, which will allow us to kill things in a reasonable time frame. Okay, who's next? You? Cool, we can do that. Okay, I wanted to tank one of those there so I could see how tough they were. It's not too much to worry about at this level, but certainly at 35 and 40, I will want to be keeping away from them. Actually, that's hurting quite a bit. Let's back away from it. Just for a moment. Here's me going, oh yeah, we're super tough. We can take higher difficulty levels. And then immediately watching my health shooting down and going, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, that is the important thing, isn't it? It's about trying... The higher difficulty level we run at, obviously the more items we're going to find, the better things will be for us. Let's get that Rift Guardian in. Yeah, that's a decent amount of damage that's coming off. Two-handed sword. It's not Bastion's Revered, but it's going to be something cool. Alright, this is going in Bane of the Stricken. Now we're going to go back to town. I think I'm going to start gambling for the mighty weapons. Although the gloves are really what we need.
Don't forget, luck always is too expensive.
It's a shame because they're going to be one of the hardest bits to get. Let's ID our stuff. Grandfather, lovely. Bucanthos, lovely. Weight of the Earth, also lovely. Right, so this is going to come down with the Gauntlets of the Wastes. Everything else is going to get salvaged up. And we're out of Greater with Keystones, so we're going to put the difficulty up and go and get some more. Yeah, straight to 8. Still quite a way off 12, but we are getting there. Let's drop our gems off, actually. It's more sensible than just running around with them. Actually, yeah, that is reducing cooldown. Just making sure that I had the right gems in the right places. So these do hurt quite a bit. But very manageable. Once we got past the initial terror, luckily this will actually make things quite a bit easier, for the moment at least. So we get all the benefit of Torment 8 drops without any of the risks until the shield pylon wears off. And extra death breaths. Oh, these two barbarian friends, they're just so awesome. They're the kind of barbarians that I want to be. We will get there. It just may take us a while. Hopefully not too long. We are no longer invulnerable. And that is going to be one of the difficult things for us to manage, is engaging stuff and building up our damage resistance quickly. So, good fun, good times. Jumping in and stunning a group works pretty damn well, though. Yeah, I think we're just at the edge of what we can do with our current damage output. I mean, when we spike, we're fine, but we're not spiking all the time. And that's what we need. We need our Oh, if that's Bastion's Revered, I'm going to be so happy. I don't know what Bastion's Revered looks like well enough to be able to judge that, though. No, that's not. That's more like Sorrow. You're still fighting over here. Let me give you a hand. Yeah, once we're not killing things as quickly, everything slows down. It's so often the way with builds in Diablo 3, though. Like, if you're on a roll, you're on a roll, and if you're not on a roll, then it's really not going well. And there's no middle ground. Did not really need to get feared at that point. Trying to get some decent rends and things going in here. No, I don't want to be standing on that. That's going to be painful. There we go. Worth it for the 2 death breaths. Don't make me run away. Things that take away the player's agency, as mechanics, they can be interesting, but they're also really, really frustrating. It doesn't really lend to tactical gameplay, I find. Especially when there's items that mitigate it rather than skills that mitigate it. If something causes fear on hit, you can't avoid it. you will get hit inevitably. So the only thing you can do is you can plan your equipment so you've got specific items to avoid it or specific skills, and that's not really it's not really tactical. It's a very different kind of gameplay mechanic. Now this is potentially one that would work really well with Pain Enhancer. Get a ton of bleeding enemies nearby, attack speed increases. I mean, you'd want everything to die sooner rather than later, and that's really where Pain Enhancer falls down in any build, but this and Whirlwind Barbarian I think would be probably the best choices for it. Things that are potentially attacking for lower damage but more frequently. Give him a stab. Get these guys killed off. The Rift itself isn't taking too long. We're getting okay drops from it. But when you're used to running Torment 16 and having tons of stuff, it does feel so sparse. Now that's just a body. That's not even one that's still alive. Yeah, look at all that extra damage coming in. Oh, that is not a good jump. Now, given my shout's effectiveness has doubled, I wonder whether that means that the mobs are taking 50% increased damage. Or whether, like, the range is doubled, or... because there's a lot of different ways that you could interpret it. I would obviously like to interpret it the way that benefits me the most. So extra range, extra damage, extra duration, each of those things. Alright, we killed everything of interest in the area. Oh no, here's some things that are definitely going to be of interest. Let's actually come back here and kill these ones first. Yeah, that's getting a little bit painful in there. Let's keep up our frenzy stacks a tiny bit. Come in and kill one at a time if we can. Got you. He's totally cheating. Getting two of his things out at the same time. So we're almost certainly going to struggle a little bit with the Rift Guardian. Down here, yeah, even more. Right. Waller. It doesn't really affect us that much because we do a lot of jumping. But the Nightmarish is going to be annoying. As will Desecrator if we end up standing on it, which we are just a little bit. Let's not stand on it. This guy is significantly easier than the previous one, though. There we go. Death's Breaths. Those will go towards upgrading some gloves, I expect. Mighty weapons are a good choice for us to try and upgrade because there's going to be fewer of them than the gloves. But we need the gloves first. It's the honest truth of it, as they say. We didn't actually need to jump then. I mean, once they're frozen, they are taking extra damage, so... So close to the Rift Guardian. I really want to save my... Wrath until the Rift Guardian's around. I know it will come back quickly enough, but just in case it happens to be super terrifying. Oh, I guess we're going through to the next area then. Okay. Let's not save it. Let's just go. Because this is a busy area. So this is potentially going to be nasty in itself because of those guys nearby. But let's not panic. Let's just focus on the ones that we know we're taking out. We'll deal with them one at a time. Right, now you. Really don't want you running away from me, mate. Okay, I'm going to back up from you. You can come to me. Half dead, taking a good stack of damage. And now he's below 40% health. He'll be taking even more. Let's just not stand in the poison though, because that is really, really cutting us down. Oh my god, so much poison. There he goes, two-handed mighty weapon. I really hope that's not the one we wanted. I just saw it. Let's pull back over here and we'll head back to town.
I'm returning to town.
Looks like a Blade of the Tribe. So we're finding mighty weapons, which is good. We're just not finding the ones that we want. Warcry and Threatening Shout cause an avalanche and an earthquake. Avalanche and earthquake both deal extra damage. We're doing Threatening Shout and Battle Rage. We could change Battle Rage over for Warcry and switch over. It means we're doing less damage though if we do that. We're definitely going to change over our weapon though. Are we going to change over our weapon? We reroll Furious Charge damage into a socket. Then we change over to it. Can this become a socket? Yes, it can. Potentially. It's really not a brilliant one to be trying to re-roll into a socket. I'll tell you that. 10 more tries. There we go. Sockets 1. Okay. I'm happy enough changing over to this. Avalanche and Earthquake both deal extra damage, which is also extra cool. Give me this back. And this is going in here. Storm Shield, we can just salvage that up. Madork's Sorrow is kind of fun. Let's put that over here as one that we could potentially... Right, that's one we could potentially extract. That's one we could potentially extract. I would love to be doing Weight of the Earth set. I really would. Okay, we don't have enough Death's Breaths for us to upgrade any items. So we're once again just gambling. We're gambling for gloves.
I cannot afford that.
And we haven't been given them. But we can run Greater Rifts and that'll give us more blood shards. So it's not terrible in itself. And this is an upgrade. This is technically an upgrade. I certainly count it as one. Let's drop our gems off and we will go in and do a Greater Rift. Okay, so we are at Torment 8 at the moment, which is 35. Yeah, this weapon has just like turned our shouts into crazy awesome shouts of doom. Crazy awesome shouts of doom. Oh my god. Look at that damage. Oh my word. So our survivability is our biggest concern right now. This is one of the reasons why Weight of the Earth and the appropriated set of skills is so much fun, because they are just crazy explosion fun.
Need more time.
I like this as a hybrid though. Before Frenzy is actually becoming useful to us.
Not ready yet.
It has a very decent range. It does make me think that with some of the the sets and the extra
Need more time.
space in the cube this season. There could be some really fun, not like necessarily competitive sets, but there could be some really fun combinations that could be played with. Shouting is now our attack skill, by the way. If that wasn't clear, that's how I'm doing most of my killing. Previously, it was like stabbing things and rending them. Now it's just shouting at them. If you were to take a demon hunter who charges in, targets the big boss, and like throws a knife at them, and combine them with a very angry barbarian, you get a barbarian who charges in and tries to drop a mountain on the enemy. Yeah, it's still the same theory, just a very different implementation. Just look at that, it's so good. I wish it would follow us around. Ooh. Okay, that didn't trigger a death, but we definitely can't tank those. And because every hit has a chance to reduce the cooldown because of the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, Rend is actually our skill cooldown button. You know, if things aren't coming back fast enough, we rend a couple of times. Oh my god, I can actually just hammer it while we've got this shrine on. Let's get conduit as well. Make things even busier. I mean, even without that pylon, it's still super fast anyway. So plenty of things for us to have a look at there. We did get Helm, which is cool. We missed an amulet. So these are going in Bane of the Stricken. That helmet is the one of the wastes, I believe. And that's the Freeze of Deflection, which is cool. That's going on Cormac. I'm glad we found that this season. That looks like it might be 2 S of Johans as well, which is always amusing. Okay, give me gloves.
See you soon. That is too expensive.
Nil point. So, Freeze of Deflection comes in over here. It is going to help us. It is the Helm of the Wastes, actually. Helm of the Wastes going with the Gauntlets of the Wastes. All about the super fast spinning, spin to win technique. These are both perfect in their own way. That is amusing.
Good thought.
I think it will cause him to do more damage. It's really hard to tell. Blood Brother. Blood Brother's okay. We're going to just salvage it up. And then hop back in. Right, do we still have more greater? Yeah, we've got one more. I think we can push this up to maybe Torment 9. I might regret that. I might regret that very quickly. But we've definitely got the damage output. It's just the damage reduction that I'm not sure of. It doesn't help that this entire area is really dark. You know, it kind of adds to the fear and terror that's going along with everything. I'm doing okay on time though. Not amazingly, but we're doing okay. Yeah, you got a couple of little stabby. Let's jump out of that. That's going to become pretty nasty pretty quickly. Yeah, I think we're probably at our limit at the moment. Which is fine. It's good to know your limit. Come on, die. You guys have got way too much health. No, don't charge me. Charging me is a terrible idea. Where did you get that idea from? Over this way and down. Lots of little guys are gonna fall over very quickly. What I would love is I would love to be able to hit mobs with this avalanche at range without it costing me any wrath. So that was explosive. Lots of explosions going on all around. The conduit's helping. Our buddy is also definitely helping. Definitely get some solid impacts on you. There we go. And your friend as well. Maybe a bit overkill for one single zombie, but hey, a new Garrigan level. So that's doubly awesome. Firstly, because new level, which is great. Secondly, because it means that we're getting up to the point where we're actually getting interesting experience. For a moment, we were a bit too low on our Wrath level for Aquila Cuirass to give us the benefit. It does happen now and then, especially when I'm rending. So if I'm being really aggressive, we're just less survivable. Which kind of makes sense, you know. You play the aggressive game. You've got to accept that you're not going to live as long. I would like some easy-ish things to build up my frenzy stacks on for my damage reduction, though.
Not ready yet. You cannot stand before me.
Right, that's those guys gone. And down here, what have we got for you? Ooh. Pretty solid. Not appreciating your ranged stance, mate. No, I think you should try and get into melee with me, where I can properly cut you down with my avalanche of doom. I mean, even without the avalanche, we are doing a good amount of damage on these. But it does make it so much easier. So much more explosive. So channeling pylon means I just run around. Exploding everything. Right, there's nothing down there. Still got the channeling pylon for a little bit. Okay, there it goes. I'm going to save our Wrath until the Rift Guardian. Here we go. Alright. Let's grab all of these things. Doesn't look like anything interesting in the drops. So this is going in Bane of the Stricken, as it was before.
I need to go back.
And we'll go back and we'll ask Kadala for some more gloves.
Let's see what happens.
So, gloves.
What a steal.
I cannot afford that.
So, this is a fun one. We could put Stone Gauntlets on. It's always a possibility. But we will end up stuck in place. We've got Envious Blade, which is already doing us wonderful benefits when we're maxing out our damage with our initial avalanche. I don't see a benefit to us doing that. We don't have enough Death's Breath for us to do any upgrades there. So I'm afraid our equipment is what it is. We're making good progress, I'd say, though. We are eking our way there. It's just always that last item that really makes a difference. All of these are going to get salvaged up. None of them have a direct benefit to us. So let's put those gems down and put all this under the hammer. Alright, well, I'm afraid that is going to be it for this episode. We are unfortunately out of time. Next time we'll be getting another Great Rift Keystone and carrying on looking for the elusive gloves. Once again, it's the gloves and Bastions Revered and the Undisputed Champion. Those are the three things that would really bring this build together. There's a couple of other small things that might help out a little bit, but mostly it's about increasing our damage output so that we can kill things before they're really a threat. Failing that, if we find more of the Weight of the Earth set, that would also be beneficial, but we'll have to see how it goes. As always, if you have enjoyed this, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more Diablo 3. See you soon.